Good afternoon. Welcome to the first official edition of the GOHT Pod with the founders, the CEO, the executive producers, me, Pierre Bacall, and Ms. Gabriella Bahri. Welcome to the set, G.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
So
As if I don't sit right over there.
as if we don't live in this office 80 hours a week. You guys were so excited to have your attention and your support. If you're watching this, obviously you're a straight real one, and we're gonna take over the world together. G, introduce yourself and your position, your title, and we'll get into everything that we got to talk about.
All right, so Little G, that's what they call me around here.
That's
I'm
right.
the executive producer of our show, the podcast.
The whole company, really.
Yeah, kind of the whole company.
She's the straw that stirs the drink, ladies and gentlemen. I'm the drink, but she's the straw that stirs the drink. Anything that happens here happens with G's input and her precise execution. So I appreciate everything you do. And
Thank you.
I tell it to you in private all the time, but this whole thing is nothing without you. So
It's nothing without you either.
There
You know,
we
it's
go.
not a lot of people would be able to put themselves out there and, be in front of the camera.
We're having fun, and I think everyone that's watching all of our content so far really I think they're enjoying it because they know we're enjoying it when we're making it.
Exactly.
So we're gonna get into the standard essay questions: the who, what, when, where, why, how. Okay, but I just want to tell you guys a little bit. I think our studio is pretty badass. I know you're only seeing the wood wall right now, but this whole studio was crafted, designed, and manifested by us two together. And I just love being here. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Me too.
When you guys get in here, and especially if you see the vibes during the different times of the day, you're here in the morning, in the afternoon, in the night, with all the lights going, you really understand the creative energy and all the fun we have in here. So what's your favorite wall, do you think?
I think for sure this one.
I know. I already knew.
Because I picked out this one,
Yeah,
and
you
you know
did.
how much I wanted this wood.
Badly. So there was another wood. That we were thinking about for this wall, and it was not even a third of the price. Now that we're looking at it, 1/10 of the price. And we're evaluating. Me and Dylan, who's helping us out with the construction, has been a monster help, also business partner. And we were thinking about it. We're like, all right. I know G wants this one, but we're gonna choose this one. So I texted you, and I was like, "We're going with this option," and you're just like, "K."
Yeah, I was sad.
like just K. And then we did the evaluation. We looked at it, and then we're like, all right, no way. We can't do that. Well, we have to do it right. We'll get this one. And then I was just, let's go. I was just super psyched up.
Because I knew the other one was just not gonna look how I wanted it to look.
100%.
But I felt bad because it was a lot cheaper.
Yeah.
But we went with this one, and it came out great.
That's the best part about us working together is, at the end of the day, I'm gonna make the decision. Someone has to be the boss, and for this project, it is me. But I don't think there's very rarely anything that you really, really pound the table for that I don't go with. So whenever you said, Pierre, this is the vision, this is what we got to do, we bought in, and obviously I couldn't be happier with the wall and with the set in general, everything. So,
Yeah, I agree.
So, all right. So we'll get into the main questions. Who are we? Pierre Bacall, for those of you who don't know, I'm, you might know me for one of a few different things. I do like to play with my hair. I do a lot of different hairstyles, from bald to braids to hair to whatever. I'm known to dance a little bit at weddings. My buddies at the Keeping Up with the Kardashians, the Chaldeans. I mean, I keep up with the Kardashians too, but Keeping Up with the Chaldeans podcast, Junior and Anthony, those are my dogs, and thank you for the inspiration and in your friendship over the years. They interviewed my dad.
No way.
I swear, they interviewed my dad, and that was one thing they mentioned on the podcast. Like, yeah, Pierre, man, he's a crazy dancer. And a lot of people know me for that. A lot of times I'll be with people, and they'll be like, dude, I think I know you from a random video that someone sent me of you dancing at a wedding. I'm embarrassed, but I can't be too embarrassed because that is just me. And when I hear music, I can't help it. So you might know me from dancing at a wedding randomly. I also love sports. So I've been to quite a few games. You know, I've been on TV a couple times. You know.
Okay.
So if you don't know me, that's me. That's what I do. I love music. I love to rap as well. So we're super excited to get into that. And G, talk a little bit about yourself before the who question. Who are you?
Okay, who am I? Wow. I feel like I'm in an interview.
You are. Obviously, that's the whole point.
Yeah, so basically, who am I? A lot of people don't know this about me, but I play guitar, used to be in a band, play piano as well. And ever since I was younger, like when I was 12 years old, I begged my parents to like get me like a camera, like a DSLR, like video camera. And, you know, I would film videos with my cousins, you know, do little skits and stuff. So I've always been on to the creative side of things, and I've always loved like creating videos, making songs. I'm into music like you are. Whenever I hear music, I get really excited. I love music. So yeah, I'm just super excited to be doing this because it's like my passion. It's like I'm making my job like something I actually love doing, which is I never thought I'd be able to do that.
100%,
so it's exciting.
100%. And there's so many creative outlets and things that we can do with this, and we're super excited to tell everybody about all the things that we can do. But being in a creative space and being around someone is dedicated and devoted to creating content that makes you feel emotion on the daily basis is great. So super lucky to have you as a business partner and executive producer. And that's who she is. Now, we'll skip around with the questions. I think the how is probably the next most relevant questions. How did we get started?
Yeah.
Right? How did we get started? So I have my version. Why don't you tell your version first?
Okay, so how we got started. So like I said, I've always been into, you know, the videos, doing that stuff. I went from doing skits with my cousins, like really embarrassing, like skits.
Yeah.
They're like stored on a hard drive, like really far away. No one's ever seen them.
Well, is there a chance we might see them or no?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Only
It
a select few people have seen them. They're really cringy. And then I went
for the record, we will be posting cringe content, and that is I don't care. You're gonna cringe. It's part of it. So I might make you. We'll see. I have to watch.
I mean, they were
first.
like when I was like 12, 13 years old with my cousins.
Beautiful.
So.
Okay.
Yeah. So then from there, I got into doing like vacation little highlights. I would go on vacation, got a GoPro, make videos like that. And then I always loved watching podcasts on YouTube. I love doing that. So when Dylan started Synergy, we always talked about starting a podcast. And one day we were at work and we were leaving the office, and I was like, you know what? Let's go to Guitar Center right now. You know, we always talk about starting a podcast. Let's
do it.
Yeah, let's do it. So we went to Guitar Center. I forced Dylan to come. It was like 9 o'clock. He was so tired.
We're going. No, we're going to Guitar Center. This is our date for the night. We're going to Guitar Center.
Yeah. He was so tired after work, but we went. We got all the equipment. We came back to the office, set it all up. And then the next couple of days we were recording, testing it out, and I was loving it. Like I loved like setting it up, like producing it. It was so fun for me. And then we posted a clip on Synergy's Instagram. So basically what that was like a 10-minute video, and I got that one little clip, cut it down, put subtitles, you know, made it really engaging, and then we posted it on Instagram. And then, you know, that's how you saw it. 5-6 months later, you saw it. And one day you're playing basketball with Dylan, and you're like, hey, like, who created that video for you? You know, I want to start a podcast, and I'm looking for a producer. And Dylan was like, oh, like, Gabriella made it. Like, she would love that. And Dylan knows, like, I love that. Like, that's my passion. So I remember, like, you guys left basketball, and then he, like, called me, and he was, like, texting me, like, blowing up my phone, like, you're never going to believe it. Pierre wants to start a podcast. And I was like, no way. I was like, you're joking. There's no way. And he was like, yeah. And he wants to hire a producer. I was like, wow, like, that's crazy. Like, I have to meet with him. Then from there, we got into some meetings, we talked, and we made it happen.
Yeah. So that's awesome. It's the perfect way. I'll tell you my side,
Yeah.
and I'll give you a little bit of backstory. So, in my life, I've always looked for creative outlets. I've made my own music. I've loved to rap, and I acted in high school, as well as community theater in college, and I've done a couple. Made a couple life choices to kind of explore creative ventures. When I graduated college, I moved to Pittsburgh, kind of networked there. Ended up coming home, but then I did move away again. I moved to Los Angeles to pursue acting, which I loved, but I had happened to go there at the beginning of COVID, and I had something in my personal life that brought me home after. So I've always looked for that creative outlet, and specifically with podcasting, for sure, it really is something that, your location doesn't matter as much as the content and who you're doing it with. So when I saw the Synergy clip, I was really impressed. Even though it was very simple, it was impressive. So I asked Dylan, I said, exactly, who made this video? And he said, Gabriella. At this point, we had known each other.
Yeah.
Right? We had known each other for probably about a year. But me and you and your whole group of friends, we all just vibed on like a fun, good energy vibe, you know? So I was like, oh, like that's awesome. So that was 1 week. And then the following week I had kind of had a lot going on, so I hadn't really followed up, and I didn't know how serious Dylan and you were about like your interest,
Yeah.
So the next week when we were playing basketball, I was like, yeah, I mean, I don't know if you like asked G like what, because I didn't want to put pressure on him to say like, hey, hit her up or whatever, like because I didn't know you. But whenever I saw him, he's like, no, yeah, she's ready.
That's funny that you say that, because I was telling Dylan, like, I hope he's serious about this, because I'm serious. Like, I'm down
Same.
to do this, like, full time.
Yeah,
So
same.
I remember the first time we met, I told you, I was like, I'm serious about this. Like,
Yeah.
I'm going to quit my job and to do this.
Literally, and when we talked about it, because I remember our first conversation was so funny, like, I said, I was like, oh, she did that? I was like, did she like enjoy it? He's like, yeah, she's like obsessed with it. Like love making a piece of art out of nothing, And I was like, well, like, cause I'm looking for somebody like we do this like every day, 9 to 5, 9 to 9, if you can, and we've had those days.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, I mean, we'll talk to her or whatever. So when the following week, once I knew it was like for real, we set up a meeting, and then we came here in this empty office. None of these walls were here.
Nope.
It was literally just blank space, and we did a sample trial pod where I was like, we're not preparing, we're not doing anything. We're gonna set up one camera, 2 mics, mess around, and I want to see what you can make out of it. 2 days later, you sent me some of the stuff that we had, and I said, I'm dropping everything, and we're starting a company, just us. And it's been such a fun ride since then, and we have had so much fun over the past couple days putting out our first couple pieces of content, and like the support has been insane. Our first video had 7,000 plays, whatever many shares. The second one is going even crazier, and we're just having so much fun. And I haven't had we have our Instagram counter right over there. Where are we at right now?
Right now we're at 284.
284, and I swear the organicness of it and building it brick by brick by brick is so fun, and I'm having the best time.
Me too.
So that's how this all happened. From there, we designed the studio. We talked a little bit about what our plan is as a business, and that leads us into the what. Okay, so we did the who, we did the how. Let's talk about the what. What are we doing? And I know a lot of you guys are kind of confused. You don't know. Are we making content? Are we helping you produce your content? What kind of content? So let's talk a little bit about the what. So the way that I envision this company, and G agreed this is the way that we should do it, is number one, we are focused on making our own content, GOHT media content, right? Whether that be podcasts, this particular show, which is the GOHT pod, is the staple. It is going to be the main pod, which we sit on this couch and we interview other GOATs. And for those of you who don't know, and I can't believe we haven't even mentioned it to this point, GOHT, for those of you who don't know, stands for the greatest of his time and the greatest of her time.
Yep.
So it's always, greatest of all time is the acronym that most people know, but in the end, you can't really ever say who is the GOAT. But I know for a fact she's a GOAT. She's the greatest of her time.
You're the GOAT.
I'm a GOAT. I'm the greatest of my time, the greatest of his time. So that's the whole concept, is anybody that comes in here, male or female, we want to give you the platform and highlight your GOATness. So that's the thing. So that's the staple of this particular show, which is the GOAT Pod. We're going to be putting out our own shows in the podcast space, having different areas and different interests and different subject matter, but this one particular is just getting to know the GOATs. So we're gonna be doing our own shows. We are gonna be doing also vlog, YouTube style videos, which we're excited to drop. Those are meant to invoke emotion, to make you laugh, to make you cry. Hopefully we get to that level of deepness, to make you cringe, to make you feel something. And we're super excited to put that type of stuff out. We're also going to be doing TikTok stuff. We're also going to be doing, short form stuff, and whatever we feel like we want to do, we're going to do. We're also going to do some music stuff, some maybe a little spitting here and there. I don't know. You're going to have to stay tuned for that.
Yeah.
We're super excited to show you all that. On the second hand, right, that's our creative ventures as GOAT Media. The second hand is we're going to help you guys create your content. Well, talk a little bit about that, G. What we plan to do.
Yeah, so basically we have our studio. We have 8 different sets so that people can come to our studio to get content for their own business,
Correct.
Their own company, or for their personal life.
Right.
So if they want to start their own podcast, they could pick their set, we produce it, edit it, send it to them, and they can do whatever they want with it. They can post it on YouTube. They can post the clips on Instagram. So basically, it's just for anyone to come release their creative side and just get content out there.
Yes, sister, yes.
Yup.
Yes. She's exactly right. You want to host your own podcast. You want to stream on Twitch, which is going to be a part of our business. I forgot to mention that. You want to make a YouTube video. You want to create even if you just tell me, hey, I run a restaurant and I want to create an instructional video on the perfect way to greet a guest, the perfect way to take an order, the perfect way to serve it, the perfect way to give them their bill, the perfect way to upsell. We can help you create that content. And we're super excited about that. We are really excited to also talk about some new concepts that we're bringing in. One of them is called the private conversation. So right now, this is a public conversation. We're talking in a manner and with the expectation that all you guys are going to see and hear this, right? But with our private conversations, the concept is a little bit different, right? We want to bring in, a family, whether that family is 2 newlyweds or a whole family of 5 or 6 or whatever it is, or any friends or anybody that's going through a emotional time or an important time. You come in, you have a private conversation with us. We set up the microphones, we set up the cameras. You talk, and you're having a real conversation. It's not necessarily meant to post on socials. What it's really meant for is for the future, right? Right now, I'm 31 years old. One day, I'm going to have, God willing, if he blesses me, I'll have kids that are, 10, 15, 25, 30, whatever. When I'm dead, 50, right? And if I can have a chance to express my feelings, what I'm going through, what my mindset is throughout different periods of my life, and they have the opportunity to live in that moment with me, that's timeless. That's you can't put a price on that. My father himself, his mother passed away when he was a child, and he said when I brought up this concept to him, he said I would give anything to hear my mother talk and have a conversation about where her head was at and everything. So I am really excited to bring this concept out, and that's something that if you guys give us a call or DM, we can consult you on. But super excited about that. And any idea that you have as a customer or as a guest, a client that you want us to execute, we'll do. We had a client, Golden Gale Jewelry, who reached out to us and wanted us to do some behind the scenes work for her. Yep. And it's not something that we base our whole business around, but we are going for it.
Yeah.
And we're super excited to work with her. She's super talented. If you don't know her, check her out, goldengalejewelry.com. And she has a local showroom, so you go check her out. But we're super excited to help her release some of that content as well.
Yeah.
So that's the what. That's the what. To be clear, we're making our own content and we're helping you guys put out your content. So if you need anything, you reach out to us. So what have we hit? We've hit who, how, what, where. Let's talk about where. Our studio is located in Oakland County. We're essentially right off of I-75 Telegraph area. So pretty local. No matter what side of Metro Detroit you're on, we're about 30 minutes from anywhere. So very local. In terms of the when, we work all day, but you just got to schedule it with us. You can get with us at any time. We'll make it happen. Either whatever it is, we'll make it happen. Anything to add to about either of those, the where or the when?
I mean, we're pretty central. We're in everyone's backyard. So if you want to come and film any content, just hit us up. You can come here.
It's a very safe space. It's very, very easy to get to. So you just let us know. So that's about it. Who, what, when, where. Okay. And the why. I mean, we talked a little bit about this, but a lot of times we talk about the things that we want to do or we're going to do.
Exactly. You never actually do it.
Right. Yeah.
A lot of times.
I still haven't lost 100 pounds. I've been talking about that for 20 years. But this is something that we were going to do, for sure. And once we knew that we were like-minded, you got to realize you got to get up and do it. So I'm one of those people where people are shocked when they hear about some of the things that I do, even the basic things. I'm a driver. So I lived in Pittsburgh for about a year and a half. There would be times where I'd have a cousin call me and be like, hey, we're hooping at 3:00 at this park, at 10 a.m. Mm-hmm. And I'd say, okay, I'll be there. Like, all right, how? I get in my car and I drive 4 hours.
From Pittsburgh to Michigan.
From Pittsburgh to Michigan to play ball at 3:00. What's the point of that? It's because if you want to do something, get up and do it. Get up off your ass and do it. And that's what we are doing, for one, and two, we're allowing you to do. You need somewhere to do it, do it. Don't talk to me about, oh, this is holding me back, or this is. I ain't trying to hear it, because if you want to do something, you get up and do it. So that's just the gist. I mean, that's the whole point. So.
Yeah, that's why. And with this studio, it was an idea. We met the first time. We met here, and within like a week, they started building the studio. Like, we moved on it fast. Like, we didn't wait. And
100%.
And that's what made me excited, because I was 100% into it.
Yeah.
And it made me excited that you were on the same page as me.
Oh, I'm on go.
Yeah.
I'm on go. And the only way to get things done is to be that way, on go. The people that talk about it forever but don't allocate, a lot of it is allocating time and resources, right? If you are not going to allocate the time and the resources to anything, you're never going to get anything done. It's something that we talked about on the podcast with Dylan, and that'll be releasing in a couple weeks. But the people that really get things done are the people that allocate. If you allocate your time to watching Friends for 4 hours a night, that's a great allocation of your time. Friends is great. You're just not going to get this shit done.
Right.
And if you allocate your resources in terms of, what you're going to do for work to getting money, that's great. You're going to get money, but you might sacrifice on the creative part of your needs. Right. So, and I know this, and as a somebody who's, would like to get married in the future, I'm well aware that there's a lot of professions and there's a lot of things where the money is a lot more guaranteed, and the how people measure success, a lot of it is on profitability, and I'm very aware that I might not be able to provide a certain whatever lifestyle that other people can do because of what I've chosen to do for work. But guess what? Number one, I'm happy. Number two, I'm creative. And number three, I don't care. I don't give a shit. Mm-hmm. Anyone can think whatever they want. Now, that's tough for potential partners sometimes, but the person that does rock with me, I mean, they're going to know and they're going to believe, And that's just how I feel about my fans and our fans. That's another worry that you have when you do something like this. Who cares, right? Who cares about what we have to say? Who cares about it? And I think the fact and the point is that the few of you who do care and are invested, I'm doing this for y'all. I'm doing this for us.
Yeah.
And our clan, our group, our community of people who love what we're doing. I don't care if it grows by 1, zero, whatever it is, we're gonna keep getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
And we're gonna
And
keep
you're-
doing our thing.
And you're the perfect person to do it. Like I don't know
Thank you, G.
anybody else that would be in our community that would do something like so, not caring what people think and just doing you and just doing something that actually makes you happy.
When you know
you have to respect it.
When you know who you are, and I know I kind of sound like that scrub Kyrie when I say this, but but when you know who you are, people's opinion doesn't matter. When you know who you are inside, when you look in the mirror and you reflect on who you are inside and out, whatever anyone says, it doesn't matter. And look, I know, there's going to be some chitter chatter in the group chats. I'm sure there's a lot of people that have something to say, negative and positive. But the good news for us is that I don't care.
Yeah.
I do not care. I do not care. We're going to put out love. We're going to put out positivity. We're going to clown, and we're going to have a good time. So
we have a lot of ideas.
Oh, yeah.
It's like overwhelming.
Yeah.
I can't even think about it because it's too much.
If you guys could see our whiteboard over there, we literally have so much work that's done and that's to be done.
Mm-hmm.
We're just going to keep going and going. If you're expecting us to stop or if you're expecting us to give up or whatever, don't hold your breath because you're going to die. We ain't stopping. It's going down. I have a couple things I want to ask you about on an entertainment level, but let's just make sure we hit everything. We hit the who, we hit the what, we hit the where, we went the when, we hit the how. I think we got everything pretty much covered, right?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, so I want to know how do you know when you're in the friend zone or the flirt zone? All right. Now I'm going to give you a scenario. I'm going to give you a scenario of an interaction that I had with somebody, and I want to get your opinion on it. Okay.
Okay. You want me to tell you from a girl's perspective?
Yeah. I want to know from a girl's perspective because I don't know.
I'll tell you.
I'm trying to figure it out.
Do I know who the person is?
You might.
Okay.
So I had recently kind of got acquainted with this person, and there's a couple messages being exchanged, whatever, right? But she dropped something on me, and I just didn't know how to take it because the conversation has been good, the conversation has been engaging, but she called me her bestie.
Oh, I don't know.
I was like, what is that? What is that? Am I straight friend zoned, or does that kind of open the door for me to get into the flirt zone? The flirt zone.
I mean, I feel like if anyone's using the term bestie, they're mostly like trying to imply like
You're just a friend.
Yeah.
No.
but like you never know. Sometimes
No. I'm heartbroken. All right, I got to get back into. Man, I don't care anymore. My wrist is on 10.
Yeah. Don't want to bring you down, but like I'm just saying, like from my perspective, like if they're saying bestie, and obviously I don't know who this person is, but if they're saying bestie, I would assume that they're just trying to imply like maybe we're just friends. But that's not to say that nothing can happen in the future. Maybe you guys become friends and feelings can evolve.
Develop. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm gonna like take my flirt game and just like I'm gonna still push the envelope, but we'll recap. Maybe we'll talk about it in the future. What happens?
Maybe you'll wife her up and she'll be on the podcast one day.
That would be great. That would be awesome. But we'll talk a little bit more down the road. But one thing that I want to say is I hope that this inspires all of you guys to go after your dreams, whether it's with us, whether it's not with us, if you turn around and you say, I'm going to do the exact same thing they're doing. I'm starting a media company. I'm going to be able to do podcast. I swear I'm happy for you. Go out and get it. Like there's no better feeling than how we're feeling right now.
Yeah, I know.
Which is
if you love something, go follow it. And
Yeah.
it's easier said than done for sure, because sometimes you think about financially and stuff like that, but sometimes happiness is more important.
It is. And like, look, we live in, if you're not into love or you make fun of me, you call me a certified lover
Yeah,
boy.
you are. You definitely are.
If you are into that, I know it's hard not to think about your partner or your potential partner and the life that you want to provide. What I think for me is I'm always the type of person that says like, if your partner does believe in you and they understand the vision and they're encouraging, a partner can do one of two things. They can help you or they can hurt you. And if they're hurting you, they're not the right person for you, you know? So anyone that sees the vision, look, there's nothing wrong with being realistic. If someone tells me I don't think you can really have a future in this financially or whatever, no problem. You know, do you want to be here or not? And that's for both partners to talk about and to conversate. But if you don't care about that and you don't have somebody to support you, you know, it's okay. You only need yourself in terms of belief. Now, to get things done, nothing happens without a team, you know, and that team might just be 2 people. But even this squad, like Dylan's a part of this squad. You're a part of the squad. Everyone that was in our promo video is a part of this squad. Like, we are a community. GOHT Media is a squad. It's a squad. It's all of you guys. Every one of you fans that have sent encouraging messages. If you got my personal and you're hitting me on the text, on the DM, on the follow, on the reshare, like, I freaking love you to death. And we gonna grow this thing together. And y'all some real day ones. And if you're just hopping on now, come on with it. Come on.
We want everyone. We want everyone to watch us, enjoy the content. If you don't enjoy it, then don't watch it. But if you like what we have and stuff, watch it, support it, and we love it.
And
so.
I think while we do get along, I think one thing that's really, really fun is that we do have a very intense rivalry.
Yeah, as a joke. But like, Pierre thinks he's better than me at everything, but he's just not.
It's not a joke to me. Like, I am a better bowler.
Okay, that's true. But you probably go a lot. When we go bowling out, it's like my first time in like probably 4 years.
We're gonna bleep out a lot of this because it is gonna reveal some from the video. But I am a better blank than you are. But we're gonna test out some of the other stuff that we got. We got a lot of great ideas. So.
I am better than you at Mario Kart. Just admit it. You have to admit it. You've actually never beat me. Except for like
what?
Except in the beginning when we first like got here and I hadn't played Mario Kart in like 4 years.
You have the crown. You have the crown right now. Right now, like right now, today.
Yeah.
You're the better Mario Kart player.
Thank you.
You are.
I appreciate that.
You are. But we do have to mess around with the settings a little bit. You know.
What do you mean?
Right now we're playing with computers and items. We're gonna play with no items and no comms.
Okay, yeah.
But we'll try some other stuff out. But our rivalry is gonna be really something to watch. And trust me, I'm the one to keep score. And now that I know her a little bit better, she keeps score. If she's better than you, she's gonna let you know. So over the months of the rest of 2023 and God willing the years, we'll see who's better at what.
Okay.
All right. Is there anything else that you want to talk about before we sign off? I think we're at a good spot.
No, I mean, I'm just super excited to share content with everybody and have people come and film their own content for their own business and
yes
and open their creative side and just to see what we can do here.
Absolutely. I'm glad you brought that up. If you guys if any of you don't know if you want to do it, if you literally just want to come and see the studio, have a consultation, talk about what it would cost to do this type of thing. Every situation is different. We don't have set prices for anything. We talk about what your needs are and how we can help deliver them, right? So even if you want to just come, feel the vibe, most people, the second they get in here, they're like, oh yeah, I want to work in here.
Yeah.
So if you want to just come, check the vibes, you could definitely do that. Over the next, we're still figuring stuff out. We are going to end up doing a launch party, a small kind of get together here. We are going to do some other fun activities. We do have some good engaging things going on. So yeah, man, let's get to it.
I'm excited.
All right. And anything else? Anything else you want to talk about, or should we sign off?
I think we're good.
All right.
We have plenty more things to talk about in the future. So
we ain't even close to done.
Yeah.
Yeah, we ain't even close to done. So I think that's good. Great first show. All right. We're going to kill it. And we'll see ya.
We'll see ya.
We'll see ya.
Let's go.